Hello! In this video, we will be learning how to translate word problems into equations and inequalities. Now, let's go over some of our steps. Number 1, define your variables. When you read a problem, think about what you know and what is unknown. Number 2, translate the situation. Number 3, identify the relationship. There are often common keywords that will be in the problems. For example, is, equals, or total is implies that you need an equal sign. Is at most or must not exceed means that you need a less than or equals to sign. Is at least or greater than implies a greater than sign. And lastly, write the final equation/inequality down. First, let's do the difference between a number and 7 is at least 12. Let's try to see what information we can get from this. So difference implies subtraction. We have a number here. We don't know what that number is going to be, so we can give it the variable x. And 7 is at least 12. At least implies that it's going to be greater than or equal to. So here we have the difference between a number and 7, which is going to be x minus 7. And we here have at least 12, so we know it's greater than or equal to 12. So the difference between a number and 7 is at least 12, translates to x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 12. For this question, we have Carl earned $100 less than Bob. Let B represent Bob's earnings. Write an expression for Carl's earnings. So we can have B equal Bob's earnings. And we can have C equal Carl's earnings. We don't know C yet, but we're going to solve for it now. Here we have Carl earned $100 less than Bob. And we know less than implies subtraction. So here we get C equals B minus 100. Since Carl earned $100 less than Bob, we have to subtract 100 from Bob's earnings to get Carl's earnings. So this translates into C equals B minus 100. For this one, we have Amy has 3 more apples than Maria. Let M represent the number of apples Maria has. Write an expression for how many apples Amy has. So like last time, we have M equals Maria's apples. And we can have A equals Amy's apples. So here we have Amy has 3 more apples than Maria. More implies addition. So we get A equals M plus 3. Since Amy has 3 more than Maria, we're going to add 3 to Maria's side to equal Amy's apples. Here we have a brownie costs $2 and a slice of cake costs $4. Write an equation for the total cost if a person buys X brownies and Y slices of cake. So in this problem, we're given that X equals number of brownies. And we know that Y equals number of slices of cake. So here we can have a variable for the total cost. We can just write total cost. Gonna be 2 times X plus 4 times Y. Now, for this, why are we multiplying? Because each brownie costs $2. So if you have 1 brownie, your cost will increase by $2. If you have 2 brownies, your cost will be $4, and so on. And the same thing for the slice of cake. With every increased slice of cake that you have, your cost increases by $4. So the total cost is going to be 2x plus 4y, where X is the number of brownies and Y is the number of cake. For this question, we have a subscription costs $20 to sign up, plus $8 per month. The total cost must not exceed $60. Write an inequality for the number of months. So first we have $20 here. This can be seen as a base cost because no matter how many months that you sign up for, you still need to pay this $20. You also have this $8 per month that we need to keep track of. Total cost must not exceed $60. Must not exceed is a sign that we're going to be using less than or equal to, and write an equality for the number of months. We don't know how many months it's going to be, so number of months can be X as a variable. So let's write an equation, or in this case, an inequality for a number of months. So total cost is going to be $20, which is our base cost, plus 8 times X. Because with every month that you increase your cost by $8. So you multiply here. As you can see, the total cost must not exceed $60, so it has to be less than or equal to 60. So in this case, our total cost is going to be 20 plus 8x is less than or equal to 60, where x is the number of months. For this question, we have David has $40 and saves $6 per week. He wants to have at least $100. Write an inequality to represent this situation. So let's start off and see. David has $4 in the beginning, so this is kind of just like where he's starting off, right? And he saved $6 per week. He wants to have at least $100. At least implies that we're going to have greater than or equal to, and we want an inequality to represent the situation. In this case, what we're really looking for is the number of weeks that he needs to save to have at least $100. So we'll make that our variable. X is going to be the number of weeks. And the inequality to represent this would be 40, which is our starting value, plus 6x, where x is the number of weeks. And we know we multiply because every week that he saves, he gains an additional $6. Because we say that we want to have at least $100, we're going to make this greater than or equal to $100. So this situation can be represented in 40 plus 6x is greater than or equal to 100. For this question, we have student tickets cost $5 and adult tickets cost $8. The total revenue was $860. Write an equation representing this situation. So in this question, we're asking how many student tickets and how many adult tickets were sold. So we can have S equal number of student tickets. And we can have A equals number of adult tickets. We see a was here, which is implying an equal sign. And so now we can write that the student ticket costs $5. So you know we're doing 5 multiplied by S plus 8 multiplied by A, which is going to equal the total of 860. And the reason we're multiplying 5 by S is because with every student ticket that you sell, you gain a revenue of $5. And with every adult ticket that you sell, you gain a revenue of $8. So our final equation becomes 5S plus 8A equals $860. And that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching.